Imagine a tiny seed, so small and still that it almost seems lifeless, insignificant. But when it is placed in the soil, something extraordinary begins to unfold. The seed carries within it the masculine principle, an energy full of potential, the drive to grow and create. The soil, on the other hand, embodies the feminine principle, nourishing, receptive, and ready to nurture life. Together, the seed and the soil initiate a process of transformation, turning something simple and unassuming into a magnificent tree, full of vitality and purpose. This beautiful interaction reflects the universal law of gender, one of the 7 Hermetic principles. Just as the seed and soil work in harmony to create life, everything in existence depends on the balance and interplay of masculine and feminine energies. These energies are not confined to physical forms or roles. They are the driving forces behind all creation, growth, and transformation. From the physical world to the spiritual realm, their union reveals the secrets of how the universe sustains itself and brings forth new life. At its core, the law of gender teaches us that these 2 principles, masculine and feminine, exist in everything. They go far beyond societal or biological definitions, representing universal forces that shape the very fabric of existence. The masculine energy is active, expansive, and dynamic. It is the spark, the creative impulse that initiates action and movement, much like sunlight reaching the earth to awaken life. The feminine energy, by contrast, is receptive, nurturing, and generative. It holds the power to transform potential into reality, much like fertile soil turning a seed into a thriving tree. These forces are not in opposition, but in harmony. They are 2 parts of a whole, complementing and completing each other to create balance in the universe. Masculine energy is not exclusive to men, and feminine energy is not limited to women. They exist within all of us. These energies work together, constantly interacting within and around us, maintaining the rhythm of life and the flow of creation. In the Hermetic tradition, masculine energy represents the active force in the universe. It is movement, logic, direction, and creativity. The spark that transforms potential into reality. Without this energy, there would be no action, and without action, there would be no creation. Like all universal principles, masculine energy must exist in balance. When in harmony, it flows like a powerful stream, moving mountains and nourishing the earth. But when it falls out of balance, it can become a destructive force, like an overwhelming tsunami. Masculine energy is often symbolized by the sun, a sword, or lightning, each reflecting its essence. These symbols represent discernment, clarity, and strength, the light that illuminates the path forward. It gives us the drive to face challenges, overcome obstacles, and pursue our goals with unwavering focus. Like an arrow aimed at a target, masculine energy keeps us on course. This energy is connected to the left hemisphere of the brain, which governs logical reasoning, analysis, and strategy. When channeled effectively, it enables us to achieve, lead, and create. In Carl Jung's psychology, masculine energy is expressed through archetypes that illustrate its many dimensions. The warrior, with his courage and discipline, reminds us that true strength comes from facing challenges head-on. The king represents leadership, wisdom, and integrity, guiding others while creating stability. The magician transforms knowledge into power, embodying the curiosity and logic of the masculine spirit. The lover channels passion into meaningful connections, nurturing creativity and relationships. These archetypes are facets of masculine energy, and integrating them in balance allows us to realize our full potential. When masculine energy becomes unbalanced, the effects are unmistakable. An excess of this energy can lead to domination, where one believes their vision is the only truth. This rigid mindset leaves no room for listening, adapting, or collaboration, which stifles relationships and blocks creativity. Competitiveness becomes an obsession, turning every situation into a battle for superiority. Allies are seen as rivals, and the constant struggle for dominance creates isolation. Logic overtakes emotion, leaving a sense of emptiness, as if one is endlessly fighting the world without understanding why. On the other hand, when masculine energy is lacking, a different set of challenges emerges. The potential for action exists, but the force to bring it to life is absent. This results in indecision, procrastination, and apathy, where days drift by without purpose. Life feels directionless, like a boat without a rudder. The lack of clarity and drive leads to frustration and a sense of futility. Insecurity takes hold, and instead of acting with confidence, one depends on others to make decisions. Challenges, even minor ones, feel overwhelming, and the person becomes a passive observer in their own life. Masculine energy is the fire that ignites and transforms. When balanced, it brings courage, clarity, and purpose. It is not just a force that builds, it is also one that protects, leads, and inspires. Cultivating this energy is an act of self-love and self-awareness, a recognition of the divine power within each of us. Embracing it in harmony allows us to move through life with strength, intention, and the ability to create meaningful change. Feminine energy is the receptive, intuitive, and flowing force that exists in everything. It is expressed through the right side of our brain and is deeply tied to emotions, intuition, creativity, and an ability to connect on a deeper, unseen level. This energy encompasses qualities like compassion, patience, sensitivity, creativity, and a natural attention to detail. It is not limited by biological gender, but is a universal force within everyone, forming one of the two essential poles that bring balance to the universe. Where masculine energy moves forward like an arrow, feminine energy is the space that embraces, nurtures, and transforms that movement into something meaningful. In Hermetic teachings, it is known as the passive principle. Not in the sense of inactivity, but as the energy that absorbs, supports, and gives life. It is the mystery and the connection to the unseen, a force that allows us to feel deeply, understand without words, and create from a place of inner wisdom. Feminine energy shows itself in moments of stillness, introspection, and acts of compassion, helping us tune into the rhythm of life and build bonds that transcend logic or reason. One of the clearest examples of feminine energy in nature is the cycle of the moon. The moon's phases, from waxing to full and then waning to new, reflect the fluidity and transformative power of this energy. The waxing phase mirrors the nurturing aspect of feminine energy, embracing growth and creation. The waning phase represents introspection and renewal, showing the feminine ability to let go, reflect, and prepare for new beginnings. Just as the moon quietly governs the tides, feminine energy influences the rhythms and cycles of life with an invisible but undeniable power. Carl Jung identified archetypes in the collective unconscious that illustrate the many facets of feminine energy. The mother is one such archetype, representing nurture, protection, and the source of life. She embodies the ability to care for and protect, both physically and emotionally, much like fertile soil nourishes the seeds it holds or animals care for their young. The maiden symbolizes youth, potential, and new beginnings. She represents the creative force of life in its early stages, brimming with innocence, curiosity, and enthusiasm. Her energy is like spring, full of renewal and possibilities, where everything begins to bloom. The witch archetype holds the wisdom that comes from introspection and life's experiences. She guides us with knowledge and intuition, much like the quiet strength of the waning moon. She encourages reflection, transformation, and the discovery of inner truths. The queen represents leadership balanced with compassion and grace. She governs with wisdom, fairness, and an open heart, symbolizing feminine energy at its peak. Her presence is one of harmony, where power is tempered by care and justice is intertwined with kindness. Like masculine energy, feminine energy can lose balance and manifest in harmful ways. When excessive, feminine energy may overwhelm us with emotions, leaving us without the structure or stability to address life's challenges. Minor problems can feel insurmountable, as emotions like sadness, anxiety, or fear take over. Boundaries become blurred, making it hard to say no, and there is a tendency to let people or situations invade one's life indiscriminately. This can lead to feelings of overload or victimhood, where the individual feels trapped by circumstances and powerless to take control. Feminine energy is the force that transforms and nurtures, weaving connection and creativity into life's fabric. When balanced, it brings harmony, insight, and renewal. It reminds us of the quiet power within, to create, to feel, and to transform. By cultivating this energy with care and awareness, we align ourselves with the flow of life and the rhythms of the universe. When feminine energy is lacking, we lose touch with our natural essence of creativity and nurturing, and our connection to intuition fades. This disconnection makes it hard to listen to our inner voice or truly understand the feelings of others. The person becomes rigid and detached, unable to flow naturally with the rhythms of life. The mind becomes stagnant, with few ideas or inspirations arising, and the inner world feels empty and lifeless. The joy of creating, nurturing, or connecting diminishes, leaving a sense of coldness and distance. Empathy weakens, and relationships lose warmth, replaced by a sense of isolation or indifference. When feminine energy is balanced, its presence enriches life in profound ways. There is a renewed ability to empathize, to listen deeply, and to understand others without imposing unrealistic expectations or emotional burdens. Intuition becomes a guiding force, helping one navigate life with clarity and trust. Feminine energy brings the power to create life, to connect deeply with others, and to build something meaningful from the void, much like Mother Earth continuously generating and sustaining life. When in harmony, feminine energy offers wisdom, creativity, and a calm inner strength. It allows us to flow with life's challenges, adapting with serenity and resilience. Its power is gentle yet transformative, capable of perceiving the world in profound ways and shaping it from within. The law of gender, a universal principle, extends far beyond human experience, influencing every corner of existence. It operates across the vast expanses of the cosmos and within the tiniest particles, governing creation, transformation, and motion. To fully understand this law, one must observe its expressions in every domain of life, where the masculine and feminine principles collaborate to build, sustain, and evolve. This law is not limited to the physical world. According to Hermetic teachings, it transcends all planes of existence. Physical, mental, and spiritual. On every level, the masculine active principle and the feminine receptive principle work together in harmony, weaving the fabric of the universe. Each plane reflects this dynamic interplay, illustrating how all creation is guided by the balance of opposites. In the natural world, this dance of energies is essential for life to continue. In plants, the masculine energy is expressed through pollen, which is carried by the wind or insects to the feminine ovary of a flower. This union creates fruits and seeds, ensuring the cycle of life. In animals, the interaction is seen in mating rituals, where the male initiates action, masculine energy, and the female chooses and nurtures feminine energy, sustaining the species. In the grand symphony of existence, the relationship between masculine and feminine energy is like a cosmic dance, each playing an irreplaceable role. The masculine energy provides the initial spark, the directive force that activates the creative potential of the feminine. Yet it is the feminine energy, with its ability to nurture and transform, that brings ideas and possibilities into form. This dynamic is reflected across all realms of existence. In the physical, the masculine energy builds the foundation, while the feminine energy gives life to the structure. On the mental plane, the masculine energy drives logic and focus, while the feminine energy nurtures intuition and insight. Spiritually, the masculine energy initiates action, while the feminine energy completes the act of creation itself. Neither energy can function alone. The masculine, no matter how strong, cannot create without the receptive and transformative power of the feminine. The feminine, no matter how fertile, cannot bring potential to life without the spark of the masculine. Together they form a perfect balance, each one enhancing and completing the other in the eternal cycle of creation and existence. The union of masculine and feminine energies is deeply woven into the fabric of life. In countless forms of existence, these principles are not separate but coexist as essential and inseparable parts of a unified whole. This is why, in every aspect of the organic world, the masculine is present within the feminine, and the feminine resides within the masculine. They are like yin and yang, engaged in an eternal dance of balance and harmony. Within every human being, there is both a sun and a moon, a king and a queen. When these energies dance together in balance, the soul blossoms, revealing its fullest potential. The harmony between these energies within us is the secret to unlocking a state of inner peace and fulfillment. When aligned, they create a powerful magnetic field capable of drawing what we desire into our lives. Ancient alchemists referred to this sacred union as the alchemical marriage, symbolizing the merging of the active masculine and receptive feminine principles. This integration forms a complete and awakened being. The alchemical marriage is not just a poetic metaphor, but a profound spiritual and psychological process of transforming the ordinary self into an enlightened and fully realized version of oneself. This sacred union involves the conscious integration of opposites within. Masculine energy embodies logic, action, and direction, while feminine energy represents intuition, receptivity, and creativity. Together, they form a perfect unity, much like the yin and yang, where each force contains a spark of the other. Before we can achieve this balance, it's essential to reflect on which energy is most dominant in our lives. Recognizing this dominance helps us understand where we need to focus to achieve harmony. There are simple yet powerful practices to help balance these energies. Dance, for instance, is both symbolic and physical. When you dance freely, letting your body move fluidly to the rhythm of music, you are connecting with your feminine energy. By incorporating deliberate, rhythmic movements, you activate the masculine energy. This interplay of spontaneity and structure reflects the harmonious balance of both forces. Balancing intuition with action is another key practice. Take time for introspection and listen to your inner voice, a practice that nourishes the feminine energy. Then, channel this wisdom into concrete, purposeful actions, harnessing the masculine energy. Before starting a new project, allow yourself to dream and visualize freely, but then create a structured plan to turn those dreams into reality. You can also work with internal archetypes that represent these energies. The masculine archetype may appear as the king, the warrior, or the sage, while the feminine archetype may manifest as the queen, the nurturer, or the visionary. Reflect on which archetype within you needs strengthening. Visualize embodying its qualities in your daily life to bring these energies into balance. This process is not merely spiritual but practical and can be applied in various aspects of life. At work, balance masculine energy by setting goals and organizing tasks with the feminine energy that brings creativity and intuitive problem solving. In relationships, allow the masculine energy to lead with strength and protection, while the feminine energy fosters understanding, nurturing, and deep connection. In spiritual practice, approach the divine with both discipline and surrender, blending masculine devotion with feminine trust. In esoteric traditions, the alchemical marriage is often represented by archetypal unions, such as the symbolic marriage of the king and queen in medieval alchemy. This imagery reminds us that true harmony does not occur outside of us, but within. When we realize that all polarities already exist in our soul, the union of masculine and feminine energies is not the coming together of opposites, but the merging of what we inherently are. This integration transforms fragments into wholeness, allowing us to step into our full power as unified beings. When this sacred balance is achieved, we move through life with clarity, creativity, and purpose. Our relationships deepen, our creativity flourishes, and our connection to the universe strengthens. This is the path to true fulfillment and inner peace, where the masculine and feminine energies dance eternally within us, creating the masterpiece of our lives.